Hi, this is Pratik Gauri, and I'm here to speak about following your dream and passion and choosing an untrodden path, which a lot of people are not able to do for a lot of reasons. I'm going to talk about what are the qualms that people have in choosing an untrodden path, how to overcome fears around it, how to end up fulfilling your dream that you want to do in life, and then how does it feel like when you actually accomplish that dream. So the talk is going to actually revolve around how can you make your life more fulfilling, how can you make sure that you're actually doing professionally what you really want to do, and how rewarding that journey could be, but of course filled with a lot of challenges, and how we can together overcome most of those challenges. So I'm going to link it to a little bit of my life, the way I started up, and the way I've tried to overcome a lot of challenges which have come as I chose an untrodden path since I was 16. um, I was a rebel child, born in a humble family, so I've kind of taken that path. I'm 32 now, so it's been 15, 16 years on that path. I'm still not close to achieving my dream, but yeah, I'm on the path. So I'll try to give you a glimpse of my journey. I'll try to give you a glimpse of some of the people that I know, which probably did not follow their passion and they kind of regret it now. So that you guys can take a cue from it and follow and do what you really want to do in your life. So, if you look at how our society in India is shaped, a lot of people, a lot of kids, when in their teens, they make decisions based on what their parents think, what their relatives think, what their friends think. But a lot of the decisions are not because what they really want to do. Whether it's about choosing what you want to do after scoring good grades in grade 10th, or whether you want to choose science or commerce or humanities or arts or whatever. It's probably based on your grades. It's probably based on what your parents want you to do. When you actually graduate out of high school and you go to do your bachelor, that's also a lot of bachelor that people do or kids do are also based on what their parents want them to do, what their friends have advised them to do, what their tutors advise them to do, but not on what they really want to do in the life. And when people go for postgraduate courses, again, it also is linked to how well you scored, or it's linked to what your society wants you to do. So and that takes away 25 years, or the first 20 to 23 years of your life, where you are not following what you really want to do, and that sets you on a path where it's very hard to kind of get back. Because once if you graduate from with a master's degree and you have a loan, then it's very hard for you to actually follow your passion, because you mostly forced to make money just to repay your loan, repay your debt. So that takes me back to the question: when you are young, right? Why are you in this world? Why are you living in this world, and what you really want to accomplish in this world, and how can you actually do it? So look, I mean, I'll take you through a story of one of the people I know really well. So this guy actually scored very high in grade 10, and he took science as in his grade 11 and grade 12, because his parents asked him to take science, and he never wanted to do science. Then he was asked to do an engineering degree from one of the best colleges in India. He did that, scored very high again, did a job with one of the multinational companies, started making money, but then was asked to do a master's degree from one of the top schools in the US. Went to the US, did that, then was on, of course, took a loan, so was asked to was asked to work in a company which pays him really well. So he did that, started working with the company, not because he wanted to do it, but because there was no choice, right? Did that for about 10 years, became 30 years old, was making a decent amount of money. But then after that, he was asked to marry again, not because what with the girl who he wanted to marry, but because of his parents. So he did that, and then continued the corporate ladder. Fast forward, he's 45, and when I look at him now, when I speak to him, he says, "I've been 45 years in the whole life journey, and I've never taken any decision which I really wanted to do." And by the way, people call him really successful. So this takes me back to the discussion of what really success is. Is success just making money? I don't think so. Is success really mean getting good grades? I don't think so. Does success really mean getting married to a very good family? I don't think so. Does success really mean becoming a CEO of one of the big companies? I don't think so. Does success really mean making a lot of money? I don't think so. So what actually success is? I think success is, from what I've understood in my life journey, is being able to do what you really want to do, agnostic of any materialistic pieces around it. Of course, I understand that we have material desires because we are humans. We need money to live our life, but then should we base everything around money? And I don't think so. And that's what happens in a lot of families with a lot of people, and they realize it when they become 50. So this talk probably is mostly for people who want to follow their passion. What I did differently was, so I figured out that there are 2 R's I have to go through every day in my life. Those 2 R's are, the first R is regret, or the second R is risk. So every night I think of myself as taking decisions based on whether I am going to regret this decision or whether it's a risky decision. I've always chosen the second. A lot of people choose the first, and that's 99% of the population. We have a young population in India. 75% is young, which means working age population, probably less than 35 years of age. And 99% of the people, they make decisions, but when they turn 50, they regret it. And I've chosen the other 1%. Of course, there are lot of problems that you do when you choose the risky path. But then at least you don't regret any decision you make, because you make it after, because you really want to do it. So for instance, and I think first thing, if you really want to, you should know what you really want to do in life. So you should have a dream, an ambition, and a vision. And everybody has so, right? And you discover that as you slowly go along with your life. But the problem with that is a lot of people don't follow it. The first thing you need to do is reverse engineer your dream. So, like for instance, if my dream was to impact 1 billion plus people, I reverse engineered that dream in a way of building companies around the same theme of, say, a fifth industrial revolution that I started advocating, and all my companies have been based on the same theme. I don't know when I'm going to actually be able to impact 1 billion plus people, but I'm very clear what my final goal is, irrespective of the money I make, irrespective of what happens. But I'm true to my vision, I'm true to my passion, and I really enjoy my life because I'm doing what I really want to do. So every night when I sleep, I ask the same question to me every night. Should I have spent the day in the same way, or would I want to spend it differently when I wake up the next morning? And if my answer is a no, I change the way I spend my day. And if my answer is yes, I choose to do the same thing the next day. So I would recommend that's what following your dream is. Your dream obviously can't happen in a year or 2 years. It might take you 20, 30, 40 years. But all I'm saying is, if you're inching closer to your dream every night when you're sleeping, and you're getting good sleep because of it, and every morning you're waking up with goosebumps that you really want to do it, I think you're on the right path, which I think you'll anyways be in the 1% of the population which is able to do so. I think in the era we live in, talent is kind of become equally distributed, but opportunities are not equally distributed. So if you have opportunities, then you can really capitalize on opportunities, and then start to build your life around your dream and reverse engineer the dream. For instance, if I wanted to impact 1 billion plus people, like I said, I engineered all my companies in a way that every company of mine has been a for benefit company, where I've been trying to prove this vision and mission at length, that you can actually make money when you do good to the world. So all my companies have followed the same theme, so that I know that after I've built multiple companies, I've invested in multiple companies, probably after 20 years, I would be able to impact 1 billion plus people, or maybe in less time. And then I can say proudly that I've lived my life with the way I wanted to live it. which a lot of people are not able to do. So I think one part is making your dream, or living your dream, and the second part is how do you execute your dream. So so I just explained to you about the reverse engineering piece, but the second piece is how do you actually accomplish it in practical reality. So what I did was, you first need to have your vision. It's become easier than ever, or cheaper than ever to start a company. So if you have a dream and if you want to build a company around it, it's cheaper than ever to do registrations, make a Facebook page, or make a page on any social media, and your company is live. Your dream is live. You're ready to embark on your dream or your vision. Then the second big piece, once you do it, is try to integrate technology into it. The reason I'm saying it, because you just have 75 years on an average to live. If you integrate technology, it becomes easier to scale your company, which means it's easier to accomplish your dream. Your dream could be anything, right? It could be becoming the best musician, but why can't you start a startup related to music, integrated with technology, integrating AI or ML into it, so that it becomes easier, or it becomes more scalable. So the first is the dream part. The second is integrating technology into it, which I think is very advisable to scale your dream and make it happen in this lifetime that you have, because everybody just has 75, 80 years to live on an average. So, and the third part is how do you make people believe your dream? Because when you come from a humble family, and I know a lot of people watching this talk would also be in my position, it's very hard for you to make people believe that you'll be able to accomplish it, which basically means that you need to involve multiple stakeholders, which also basically means that you need to have a very, very solid vision, and you need to then build a team around it. And then if you build a team around it, and once that team believes in your vision, and I highly recommend only hire people who are smarter than you. Never hire people who are less smart than you, because you're not learning. Entrepreneurship is all about learning. So if you're doing entrepreneurship, hire people who are smarter than you. In the company that I built, I think I was the first, I call myself the first person who joined, and probably now there are more than 125 people. I would say the 126th person who's joining is smarter than the 125th, smarter than 124th, and descending order of intelligence. So I think make sure you do it to make sure your dream is becoming a reality. So these are some of the lessons. Overcoming fear, I think that's another big piece when you choose a dream, and when you're trying to live it. Make sure you overcome your fears, and you make sure you practice two things every day in your life. That's hard work and perseverance. You will not be able to accomplish so easy. If it was so easy, everybody would be doing it, right? So you need to be hardworking, and you need to be very perseverant, and you need to not listen to anybody when you're really. So you need to be, like a horse where you're not looking left or right, you're just running, right? So if you're running towards your final destination or final goal, you don't need to think about anything. Your parents might not want to support you. It's okay. Your family, your relatives, anybody might not want to support you, but it's perfectly okay, because they don't believe you right now. But I can promise you, once you go along the journey, after a few years, when you've demonstrated an MVP, which is a minimum viable product in the tech language, but otherwise, if you've built something which people can see and it's scalable, then everybody kind of joins you in the mission. So look, every person around you, whether it's your spouse or your family, your parents, or anybody, or your investors, for instance, or your team, for instance, everybody would join hands with you, but there's a time for everything. And as I said, the dream is not going to be accomplished anyways in 1, 2, 3 years. It's going to take you long years to do it. And while you go on the journey, everybody's going to join hands with you, but it's going to take its own sweet time. So all I request you is to stay true your dream and keep working towards it. And I'm open to any kind of help that I can do it. I'm very active on social media. If you watch this talk, and if you really are passionate about your dream, please write to me, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much. I hope everybody of you accomplish the dream like I'm trying to accomplish. Jai Hind. Thank you.